Thousands of women are killed every year by members of their own family because their actions have been perceived as dishonorable or immoral. The so-called honor killings are a fact of life in many immigrant communities across the world, and tackling these crimes requires an understanding of cultural differences, as Laura Emmett now reports.
She may look like an ordinary 18-year-old girl, but Pavanpreet Atwal's cheerful demeanour belies a tragic childhood. When she was 7, her mother disappeared without trace.
I had to live with my grandma and my dad, who just said to me that she's ran off with another man. She doesn't love you, that's why she's gone. You know, it's all your fault that she's gone. So I grew up thinking that she didn't love us, and I was the problem.
It wasn't until last year that Pavanpreet discovered the truth. Her father and grandmother had arranged for Surjit Atwal to be murdered on a family holiday to India because she wanted a divorce. Pavanpreet's life was turned upside down again.
We were just getting ready for school and the police came in, raided the house and stuff. And I was really confused because I didn't know what was going on. And the police came in and they arrested my dad and grandma, because I was like, oh my God, how can this happen? Because they told me a completely different story.
Surjit Atwal was the victim of an honour killing. Far from being a relic of a bygone era, the UN estimates globally 5,000 women are killed in the name of honour every year. In the UK alone, up to 12 people are murdered annually, according to the Crown Prosecution Service, through a desire to protect the honour of a family or community. The vast majority of the victims are women.
Honour-based violence is a form of violence against women. But talking the talk is one thing. The reality has to be the action, implementation and safety and justice.
Honour-related violence is such a concern in Britain today that the police are introducing new guidelines and training for officers to deal with it. They'll include recording an honour crime with less evidence, or when a victim hasn't even reported it.
There are some very specific dynamics in these type of crimes which we need to constantly reinforce to staff to make sure that when they're confronted with something that they get the response right, because we're very clear that in this work you very often only have one chance to save a life.
Prosecutors want to see a move towards preventing that violence rather than being forced to react after the fact.
My view is that the younger that you are able to engage with people, the more likely it is that you'll be able to change what our attitude. And so it's not about saying one culture is worse than or any better than any other. So it's about ensuring that people respect each other's rights.
It's too late for Pavanpreet. Although her father and grandmother are now in prison for conspiracy to murder, her mother's actual killers are still at large in India. She's campaigning to raise the money to have them brought to justice. The UK's police forces hope that making officers aware of the issues surrounding honour-based crime will prevent more families like Pavanpreet's being torn apart from the inside. But the idea of honour is deeply entrenched in the identity of many of Britain's immigrant communities. And experts say only greater integration and a redefinition of the core concept of honour will end the violence. Laura Emmett, RT.